Hey everyone, this is Snark with Snark's Domain, and we are back to testing. Fun times. And we've been having fun over in the Discord, waving at every single person that opens the door. Good times. We've also updated the charts, so we've got the G-Lit Extreme pads up there, Arctic TP3s, and of course, based on the 2°C resolution of NVIDIA cards' memory junction temperature, results bounce around a little bit when you go between ETC hash, Furmark, and Kapow. So I think that is a larger source of inaccuracy than the test bench's surroundings, actually. Which is kind of... that's encouraging. Means we'll have better accuracy in the future. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. I'm technically on call right now, but that just means they might call me and they might not for the next 2 weeks. then I'm going fishing, which I'm definitely looking forward to. And then after fishing, we're gonna go to the mountains, which is something we like to do. But we're not doing backcountry camping this time because, you know, pregnant wife, but she doesn't, for some reason, she doesn't want to hike up a mountain. I don't get it. I don't know what would make her not want to do that. All right, so these are the Arctic TP3s, and I'm happy with the amount of TGPP10. I can see that it got compressed. It wasn't too much to overload the space. So let's see here. We're going to. I should get a bag. Probably should have already grabbed one, but that's okay. A mystery plastic bag. Perfect. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in here and see how the application looks. So on here, yeah, I mean, it seems like the area on the left and the middle. Oh, thanks to Flip Flop. I don't know what you're saying congrats for. Oh, I mean, oh, probably because the kiddo. Yeah, we're pretty excited. Yeah, it's gonna have a baby boy in August if everything goes good, which hopefully it does. Super excited. So on the right hand side of the core, the paste looks a little bit thicker there, and now if we look at the card, it's also present there. So with pads, I tend to think that on this card at least, you know, and maybe it's not fair to criticize this, because if you were just using thermal pads and had some on the VRMs on the left hand side, maybe that would help balance it and give it a good contact patch. But as it stands right now, having pads here and then putty over to the left, it's like, I think it's like tilting a little bit, so it's making good contact on the left side. And on here, it's just a little bit thicker paste. It's still cooled the core okay, it's just not ideal. I don't think so. So we're going to scoop these pads off and save them. Wait a second. Wow. What a rookie move, guys. Brutal. Guess what I just found? I found a mistake. I knew there was a reason I always open up. We're gonna have to retest these. Had a plastic film. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Okay. So I'm gonna get, we're not gonna, well, okay, how about this? I'll take these off. We're gonna apply Valor Odin pads. I'm gonna make sure I still have enough TP3, and we'll do the TP3 tonight. I do have enough. Yeah, I'm still gonna go with the plan for applying Valor Odin, but yeah, that's on me, guys. I didn't, I wasn't careful enough. I thought I counted all the plastic protective films, and clearly I was. I'm just glad I caught it now, because I don't want to misrepresent something. So we will retest Arctic TP3s later tonight. We are going to still apply the Valor Odins for now. And I'll update that chart and take that result away. Because that wouldn't be fair. It was only the one. But yeah, I don't trust the results for sure based on that being there. That's unfortunate. That's okay though. We can always retest stuff. Yeah, that's true. It'll be interesting to see if the plastic maybe it'll be better with the plastic, you know, better compression. I wonder if that's possible. Okay, so these Valor Odins are like a salmon color. So it's kind of cool. Could probably go that way. Or do a strip down the middle. Let's see. Just gonna draw this out for a second. Yeah, see, it's not even quite enough to do. Oh. Maybe? Well. No. It's gonna be wasted either way. I think we'll just do strips this way. It'll be easiest to cut. Good times. Let's reshape the TGPP10 really quick. And that video guide, that took a lot out of me yesterday / this morning when I went to bed at like 5. I didn't really sleep for about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes either. It took a long time to edit. It was like 3 hours of footage. And then I had to, I don't know, not compiling is probably the wrong word. Encode? Yeah. Complete the video 3 times because I had the audio level wrong. I'm still not sure if it got the background music level quite right. I was trying to make it a little quieter and just have it there to make it a little more interesting for those longer stretches in case anyone felt like watching those. I know what I forgot to do today. Drink some coffee. I think that's the first thing I'm going to do right after this stream. Wake me up a little bit. Or just ruin my sleep for tonight, who knows. Could go either way. 50-50. To flip-flop, yes. TGPP10 was discontinued, what, year and a half ago? 2 years? When did I start looking for putties? Maybe a year and a half ago. Hey, Cloudiac, how's it going? Yeah, so we can't actually buy TGPP10 from T Global anymore. But luckily we've got other options. There's still people that have a bunch of TGPP10. Pretty sure Ghost has a couple kilograms of it still. You know, if it was available right now, it would not be my go-to thermal putty. Like, maybe if the price was, it's decent putty. It's pretty. Let's be honest. It's fairly low on the chart now. It's not winning any performance medals. But I still have a soft spot for it, just because it was the OG putty that I knew or found out about, and it's still on the on my 3090 right now on the shims. Yeah, and that's what T Global said to me. They're like, okay, well, it's discontinued, but you know, you could use A7000. And to be fair, A7000 is, I figure I'm not misspeaking, but it is slightly better than TGPP10 charts. A7000 54.7 Delta, TGPP10 is 58.9. Yeah, it's like A7000 is like 4 degrees better than TGPP10. So it's an improvement. It's also extremely soft. You know, A7000 it's messy, but it would make a good putty to use if you wanted to go with shims. I think it would be a useful candidate there. I think there's several putties that'll work just fine with shims, but if you wanted to go maximum copper and use a softer putty, which is probably best practice, right? That might be one way to go. And once we get to testing shims, we'll test some different putties out. Oh, I forgot to add the link to the putty calculator to this video. If you guys want, on the Google Drive, I've uploaded a thermal putty calculator. I made it last night around, I don't know, 2 a.m. ish. So if you see anything, any errors on it, just let me know. I mean, I did just forget to remove the plastic off of the Arctic TP3s, so that's unfortunate. We'll retest those right after the Valor Odins for those that are just joining in now or recently. Okay, let's wipe the cooler down a little bit. Make sure there's no dust. Get some MX4 on the core. Is that focused? Pretty close to being focused, I think. And let's see if exposure is exposure is auto. Oh, but it's got an offset. Let's try that. It's just a little bit brighter. I'll zoom out a little bit here, and we'll cut some pads. 14 millimeters. Let's see. Go textured side down, I think. Cut off a little bit extra. These pads seem kind of tough. Yeah, I don't know. They're kind of tough. Do I have critical? Yes, I do. And we will test those maybe next after we redo Arctic TP3s. The critical pads last time I tested them, both on the hot plate and on this exact card, but before I was tracking ambient, they didn't perform as well as GPU risers pads. So I don't know how well they'll do. Like I said, GPU risers pads last round were the best traditional pad that I tested at the time. But that could change. just based on having slightly more accurate testing now. That's on the obsolete chart that you could find that comparison on the Google Drive. If you go to the Google Drive link and then the VRAM charts, at the bottom you'll see a picture that's just called obsolete chart, and then that's the one to go with to look at the critical performance. I'm finding the blue film doesn't actually want to like stick to the pad very well. It kind of just flops around. So then when you cut it, it just falls right off. And luckily the silicone mat's clean, so I'm not too worried that way, but still it's not ideal. So I'll just, I'm just going to press lightly. Teal Spitz, how soft are the GP risers pads, would you say? Let me just grab some here real quick. This is a GPU risers pad. It's it's kind of tough. I'm going to compare it to this. Valor Odin's might actually be tougher, and then we've got critical pads, which are I think they're supposed to be advertised as being softer. I have to double check, but you know, it's possible the sorry, I should have done this on closer to the camera here. Just by my gut reaction to feeling these two pads right now, I would say the critical are a little bit softer. Yeah, just a little bit softer. All right, let's get the Valor Odins back in their container. Yeah, I got to be careful. The blue film stays on there. Yeah, looks like it did. We've also got some Thermalright Odyssey pads on the way. I thought I had enough, but I only ordered one mistakenly, and it wasn't going to be large enough to do all the locations. Alright. Luckily, this time we don't have to stack pads. I guess that's a risk of when you're stacking thermal pads, which was what we had to do with the Arctic TP3s, is that you might just forget to take off a plastic film, which is exactly what I did, unfortunately. Now I'm looking for tweezers. Well, it's right there. Yeah, I'll flip this around, get in position. We reshaped all the TGPP10 on the card, so it's good to go. And we'll peel this last plastic film. So my thoughts on putting the corrugated side down against the VRAM is that I picture the VRAM plastic top surface as being more porous or a coarser grain potentially than the nickel plated cooler, and the smooth sides of the pad should theoretically make better contact with a smooth, I would think. Wow, that looks so shiny for a second. I was like, is there another film? Okay, let's just make sure there is no other film. No, it's just that shiny. And I think they're gonna stick. Yeah, they didn't fall down, so that's good. Yeah, the blue film is not very good. Except I've seen it work on some cards, which is kind of odd, where it, like, it'll stick them a little bit better. Maybe they've got a smooth side in. I don't know. But I don't really like the corrugated, or I'm calling it corrugated. That's probably the diamond hatch pattern. I'd prefer if they just kept it perfectly smooth myself. Yeah, I was thinking of making a little jig. I've got a piece of linear rail I could use for an apparatus, and then I could just put maybe like a 5-pound weight and have the same surface area and size for the pad, and then just see. I was going to use a dial indicator to see how far the pad would compress. The only issue I see with that, or potential issue, is that not all 2mm pads are 2 millimeters from the manufacturers. Something you guys have been pointing out. I think, Taylor, you mentioned it in one of the chats somewhere recently. So if they don't all start off at the same thickness, then... And maybe that's not our fault, actually. I guess if you're buying 2mm pads and you're told they're 2 millimeters and you're trying to fill a 1.8 millimeter gap, if it comes from the factory like 2.2 millimeters, that's on the manufacturer, not you guys, for buying what's advertised as a 2mm pad. So maybe the test is fair to see, yeah, how much they compress based on their advertised thickness would be the fairest comparison, rather than like shaving a pad down. No one's gonna shave pads for their cards. They might roll them. I've seen Northwest Repair, I believe he was rolling thermal pads, unless I'm thinking of someone else. But you can make thermal pads work and avoid compression issues if you're willing to spend the time and use like a rolling pin. But in my mind, putty is both cheaper and easier to avoid core contact issues. So that's why it's my go-to. That's why this channel is taking off, because I think a bunch of you guys would tend to agree with that sentiment. I need to make a video where it's like, who's using thermal putty? And instead of listing all of us, I'm just going to list manufacturers like PlayStation for the PS5, or I mean Sony. And we got Lenovo, we got Asus, we got Lenovo laptops, we got Asus video cards, probably a few others. So it's we are not the fringe, we are just the enthusiasts that are kind of keeping up with industry, I would say. Alright, so yeah, the pads are on there. I mean, the pads look fine. I guess we can't see the core. So the other day, I'll show you guys this again, just because it's, I was using these 180 degree power adapters because they slide into place, and then each time I finished the test I was able to pull them straight out. They don't have a clip to go into place, and this one got burnt out, so you can see you're almost like missing 3 golden pins on the left there. So yeah, they're not meant to be plugged in and unplugged 50 or 60 times. There's a little bit of melted plastic in there, you can maybe see just the way it catches the light. But yeah, it was bad, and there was some molten plastic on one of the power pins. So the stability issues that I thought I was having with the G-lid pads and then potentially putty compression issues, it wasn't that at all. It was literally just the power connector. I got some new ones. I was planning on using these for now. It's a good wear item, but I'm also keeping an eye on the voltage. So I'll make sure the voltage doesn't drop, and it's in my sheet. No, these are not cable mods. These are EZ DIY fab. But I might look into getting a set of cable mods. Except, guys, do they even make them anymore? Let's take a peek, because I almost don't think... I think I was looking at the store. Do you want to update? Sure. Update Firefox. So it'll take a couple seconds here. And we'll get it open. I'm trying to think of where the adapters are. Legacy products. No, maybe not. Cables. Look, I'm not sure. Connectors. This is where I buy my connectors. I just don't know if they have adapters anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal in a way, but I am gonna monitor. If I just keep unplugging and plugging back in my power cables, then they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna wear out eventually. So my thought was, this makes it easier for testing to use the 180, and then I'll just use them for like 20 cycles and replace them. And just keep an eye on the voltage. I could go angled cables. Maybe I could get some angled connectors, and because I crimp my own cables. Use silicone, silicone wires, 16 gauge, which work pretty good. But guys, I think that's it for the stream today. Unless I'm missing anything. We've got the card back together. I'll get it on the test bench. And then if I can get all these tests done, I might be on tonight again. And or if I'm really tired, I might just throw the pads on and I might not do a stream. We'll see if I'm feeling up to it or whatever. But pretty tired from yesterday. So you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will catch you on the next one. Smarks Domain out.